So, hello, Chris and Peter.
Hello.
Hello.
Although we are in Brazil, I would like to welcome you to Paraguay.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Thank you too. Well, first of all, congratulations on the movie. Frozen 2 has already released in a few countries and it just released successfully in Paraguay.
Yes, great.
Are you feeling some pressure now that the second Frozen movie it's finally being shown to the world?
Yes.
Actually, I think a little bit of the pressure is off because we have shown it to the world, and we've gotten great response from people. So I think the pressure has eased as opposed to even just a few weeks ago.
You were under pressure.
I think we had, that feeling of, because it's a fairly small team that works on these movies, and to suddenly realize that you're handing the movie over to the world and you really don't know how they're going to embrace it or interpret the work. So we had butterflies, yes. But it's nice to see the world embrace these characters once again.
Of course. The first Frozen movie won a lot of awards, including 2 Oscars. What does it mean for you all? And where do you keep the awards?
What is it? Well, it's a great honor to have the Oscar. Where do I keep it? It's it was on a nice shelf, but things got moved around, and it's sort of off to the side a little bit. You don't really see it much in my house.
It's in your house.
It's in the house, yes. At least it's in the house.
And mine's in the house as well. I have, in our entranceway, we have some lighted glass shelves. So I have all the maquettes there, and the Oscar sits there as well.
Cool. When did you start working on Frozen 2?
Well, we started, it was probably about, or at least thinking about doing a Frozen 2 was about a year after the first one had come out. So sometime in 2014. And Peter had been traveling the world and gotten the question a lot about why does Elsa have powers? And Jen and I were working on a short back in Burbank and falling in love with the characters all over again, seeing them animated, and started to think about that same question too. So really, it was when Peter came back and we started talking about there's more story to tell, and there are questions that we'd like to know.
And was it difficult to restart the story after the happy ending?
Well, that's a very good point. We began to question, is there any such thing as happily ever after, or does life have a way of continuing to put obstacles in your path? And I think that was the genesis of realizing we could begin a new journey, or continue the journey, I should say, of these characters.
And what do you think are the main attractive qualities of these characters that have now become so iconic?
Gosh, we're going to have to ask people eventually and get a survey because we don't really know. One of the things I think it's such a strong family. These our 5 leads, and I think people react to that. Of course, the sisters, such a strong family bond between Anna and Elsa, which is fantastic.
I think particularly Anna and Elsa, we make their relationship real. They're very different from each other. They're not perfect. They have flaws, but they're also aspirational at the same time. So I think people can not only aspire to them, but they can also relate to them.
Can you talk to me about the music? How was the music selection process like?
So the music in Frozen 2, we looked at it as sort of the second act of a Broadway musical, whereas Frozen 1 would be the first act where you're setting up characters and their wants. This one, you can go a little deeper into the characters and the emotions, and that's what we did. And so it was a nice way to be able to differentiate the two and not just repeat ourselves from the first one.
And are you ready to say goodbye to these characters?
We love these characters,
I know.
and I think for us, the feeling of Frozen 1 and Frozen 2 tells a completed journey. We love that final frame of the film of Elsa. We love where Anna ends up, so we haven't thought beyond that at the moment.
Thank you. I would like to continue this interview, but I don't have time, so I want you to invite people in Paraguay to go and see Frozen 2 in theaters.
Great.
All right. So everyone in Paraguay, we hope that you come and see Frozen 2.
Please bring your families. Enjoy this movie.
Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you keep working successfully together for many years to come.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it.
Congratulations on the
Thanks.
movie.
Thank you.